We don't have a large audience here, but we had some people who wanted to be here for the live part and not watch it online. So I'm going to let Savannah use the camera and just show you where we are, because this is a beautiful church. It has a beautiful organ.
Yes.
Not as big as the cathedral's organ, I'm sure.
But yeah, it's a beautiful building.
All right. And Sven, you want to come over and let Paul see? I don't know if y'all have had a chance to speak on Zoom yet or not.
We have not. Hello, Paul. We met via email.
We have,
okay.
yeah. We swapped some
Yes,
emails.
and I'll hopefully be talking to you again as we plan a pilgrimage from Gloucester here to Gloucester there, or as you would say, Gloucester there to Gloucester from Gloucester here. And so we're looking forward to seeing you, and welcome virtually to Abingdon Church.
Excellent. Right. Well, I better not hog this. So let me get the mayor and sheriff to come and say hello.
Okay, that's good, because Tony's on now. Hi, Tony, and we can go ahead and officially start.
Well, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hey. How's it going?
Well, we are just so happy that technology is working. That's the first thing. So we've better than last year, and we've got 4 Gloucesters on, which is really super. So we're very happy to see you and wishing you the best of Gloucester days.
It's very smooth, and I can hear everybody loud and clear.
Excellent.
So my name is Ashley, and I am the mayor of Gloucester, UK.
Oh, great.
Okay.
And I was inaugurated in May this year.
I just read about your election. Okay. So congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And I'm Linda. I'm the Deputy Mayor and Sheriff of Gloucester.
Oh, great. Nice to meet you.
Welcome.
Viva, can you squeeze in there?
My name is Viva. I'm the mock mayor of Barton.
Well, I was just saying that we had the mock mayor was announced, and I cheated and looked to see who was appointed, or and for, I guess it was for your community service and all the great things you do. So congratulations on being appointed mock mayor.
Thank you so much.
And so we got some other chap here. You better say who you are.
Good morrow to you. I am Colonel Edward Massey. I am the commander of Gloucester Garrison and governor of Gloucester during the siege, 1643.
Well, congratulations. I think one of the best stories is the agreement for the statue and where you all ended up putting it. So I did get to see, and it's space that after you all settled with the crown, I guess you would say, that you put up the statue, but it was far on the outside. So.
Lovely.
Oh, hi. And Paul, if does anybody there want to, because I know a little bit of the history, like I was just saying, would anybody like the mayor or others to just tell us a little bit about Gloucester Day?
I think the mayor as the first citizen should be the one to do it, so I'll let Ashley take over.
Hey there. Yeah, so today is a big day in our city. It's Gloucester Day. We celebrate this every year in the first week of September. And the whole city comes together, and we have parades, and we have stalls, and we have so many events throughout the day. It's a fantastic event, and the weather has been beautiful today.
Oh, very good. And you all, the battle went on for quite a long time, but you stood your ground. And
Absolutely. Yes, I mean, the battle goes back to 1643. So, you know, we've got some people who are still here. They're
looking very good.
He looks great.
They've got very good skin.
This is Mike Hammer. He's come all the way up from Newbury in Berkshire, the county of Berkshire. Have you heard of it? It's about 20 miles away, isn't it? Yeah. He's come all the way up to support us. And
Very
he's
good.
really principled, despite being a royalist.
Not we're royalist.
Do we have some booze?
Parliamentarian.
Yeah, we aim for balance here. We're a broad school. We're all friends.
Oh, that's great. Well, that's the way we feel about you all with our Revolutionary War that we are commemorating starting next year. So we're sorry for all the issues that happened during that time period, but thank goodness that England and America are the best of friends and such great supporters of one another and allow things like this to happen.
Absolutely.
Is it true, sorry, that in your county or in Virginia, they still call that Revolutionary War the late unpleasantness, or was that the Civil War?
Well, I have not heard the Revolutionary War referred to that. In the Civil War, I've heard things like the battle between the states and all kinds of other slang things that people referred to it depending upon which side they were on. But I think the Rev War, we pretty much are all on the same title for that one, which you all, I believe, called it, was it the battle? It wasn't called the American Revolutionary War, obviously, for England. How do you all refer to it?
The English Civil War.
No, we're talking about AWI. We call in reenactment circles, historic reenactment circles, living history. We call it the American War of Independence from the British Crown.
So we need to remember that terminology.
AWI. American War of Independence.
AWI. Okay.
Well, this year,
You soon.
This year in Gloucester, Massachusetts, we had the reenactment of the Battle of Bunker Hill, which we unfortunately on this side of the pond lost, but it was quite a celebration that we had. 2 days of battles going on with the reenactors coming from as far away as California, several of them from Virginia. And it was really a great show. So we are still fighting this war, I guess.
Boys will be boys and girls will be girls, and dress up is fun.
Yes.
Tony Gross is the councilman, and I'm trying to remember if you are the president of the city council, correct?
Yes, I am.
So,
the mayor couldn't be here, Greg Verga, but I'm the council president, so I'm the number 2. The stand-in when the mayor can't make it.
Well,
And
we're
I'm very,
really
very
glad
happy
that
I
you could be
could
there.
be here.
And I did go up and watch that reenactment where the UK won the Battle of Bunker Hill, but you all did take a lot of losses, and I learned a lot about it. And it was a great educational and historical event for all kinds of families, and huge, huge undertaking that they did. They also have been not that long ago working with you all on the reenactment and maybe of the gentleman who went from Gloucester to Gloucester. I don't know if either side would want to say anything about that, because I saw videos of both sides at the landing. And
what do you mean went from sailed from Gloucester to Gloucester?
yes, you're and I forgot to write his name down, but the captain, they have the restaurant, and he's the one who he suffered the frostbite. Is it Blackburn?
Howard Blackburn.
Yeah. Howard Blackburn, that's it.
He was a fisherman who got lost at sea. He got lost in the fog and rode several hundred miles to Nova Scotia.
And I know that in Gloucester, UK, that you all had a ceremony there at the ports or on the docks for a reenactment of the landing, and we have that on our Gloucester collaboration page. So, and I know you all, Gloucester, Massachusetts, and Gloucester, UK, have connected before in the past, which is really nice.
That is correct. One of our colleagues who's still serving on the council was very involved in that. It must have been around 10 or 20 years ago now, but it's been really good to build that connection. Yeah.
Well, it is good, and we'll have more of that. I know that the people from this church and the other church that's like a sister church, they're planning their trip now. So you will meet some of them next year as they want to come to Gloucester. And there may be more people from New Jersey and Massachusetts and maybe New Gloucester, Maine, and other places that will want to visit. And of course, we're hoping that during some of this war for American independence that you all will want to come over and maybe pick the battles that you won. I'm not sure. But there's
Well,
lots of programs that'll be going on over the next 5-6 years.
we'll look very carefully at the calendar and pick wisely.
Yes, because it is a little bit of a haul. It's
Yeah,
a
I
little
think
bit of a distance.
we're planning, I think, a Battle of Gloucester where one of your men of war captured a couple of ships outside Gloucester and then brought them in the harbor, and then a big battle ensued from the land side to the onto the ships, and the ships were eventually freed. And it was unfortunately it didn't go so well for the British, but it was very memorable for us, and we still have our universal Unitarian Universalist Church, which is the oldest in the country, suffered a cannonball wound during that battle.
That's very good. Before we switch over to New Jersey, why don't you tell us how many people are in Gloucester, Massachusetts, just to give us an idea of the size?
We're just shy of 30,000, and we've been steady at that probably for a couple hundred years because we were the #1 fishing port in the world for centuries. Until things global competition came, to our shores, and our stocks have been severely diminished. But we were also very instrumental in the economic birth of America because the cod was king on feeding on both sides of the Atlantic, and so that's 30,000. And fishing heritage just celebrated 2 years ago our 400 years of existence.
Very good. And I watched the movie not long ago, which was Coda.
Yes.
And that's a wonderful movie that if folks haven't seen, and you can, see about Gloucester in that movie about a child who's raised by deaf parents, and it's really, really good. And then most of us remember George Clooney and The Perfect Storm. And I know there was movies in all of our Gloucesters, really neat. Let's bring on our township. And we've got our historian and also a council member.
Yeah, thanks for inviting us. My name is Jim Nash. I'm the councilman here in Gloucester Township, New Jersey. And I also have with us is Sharon Mickle, who is the president of our Historic Society. So I asked her to join us because she is a wealth of knowledge, the most historically wealth of knowledge person we have in town. So we're lucky to have her. But unfortunately, the mayor couldn't be here, so I'm here in his place. I'm also the liaison for the Historical Society. So just getting into that, I'm a newly elected council member, been in here for about 2 years now, and learning all this, and it's pretty exciting. It's fun stuff. So thanks for inviting me.
Oh, it's great. And what's your population there with the township?
So Gloucester Township, New Jersey, actually just celebrated its 330th anniversary. We were incorporated in 1695, and currently we have 64,000 residents, over about 22 square miles in southern New Jersey. We're about 20 minutes outside of Philadelphia. So there was, and I'll hand it over to Sharon, but there was a lot of historically significant events that happened in our area because we're so close to Philadelphia. And that's where I'll hand over to Sharon Mickle. But again, thanks so much for inviting me. This is really cool.
Oh, we're so glad you're here.
Yeah, and Jim's been a great new historic committee liaison for us, making some things happen. It's great to have that connection that will really work between government and the committee. So just to also understand, we're a unique township because we are made up of 8 hamlets. So we, at one time, we were all part of Gloucester County, but then Gloucester Township separated from Gloucester County and became part of Camden County. But we have
Karen, let
several
me just
hamlets.
ask a quick question because I know we're not familiar with hamlets here.
Just
For the people in Gloucester, UK, are hamlets, do they go
small
back to
town.
you all? Have you heard
Yes,
of
I believe so.
hamlets?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Hamlets are slightly bigger than villages and slightly
Right.
smaller than towns.
Okay,
Exactly.
because we did,
So,
I know a lot of our counties are named similarly with Essex and Middlesex and obviously Gloucester, but I wasn't familiar with the hamlet structure.
yeah, so we have the 8 hamlets, and there's almost small towns within the township. So, but our identity is Gloucester Township. So, as Jim said, we were incorporated on June 1st, 1695. So we're actually, we will be, when we celebrate the 250th of our American Revolution, we'll be celebrating our 331st for Gloucester Township. But we are rather connected with, of course, United Kingdom, because we had some of those first, and even Virginia, because we had John Chew as one of the first European settlers coming over from England, and first went to Virginia. And then he went back to England, and then his family ended up in New York, and then ended up in New Jersey. So the Chew family is very, has been very prominent within Gloucester Township, and we do have a hamlet of Chew's Landing. So our township grew up here because of the waterways that exist. And many people, we were that newfound land that was filled with great trees and farmland, and they were found along the waterways, which those waterways then provided those residents with a way to water their crops, bathe, cook, all of that, and they were critical lines of transportation for the early colonists.
So that's a huge commonality that we have because of, in fact, the Severn River that Gloucester, UK has. We have the Severn River in our Gloucester too. So between Gloucester, Mass, all of us. There's another commonality just from a historical perspective. If Paul, maybe if you want to jump in and tell us, because you're the one who told me about it and how I've learned. But I was telling him, I said, one of the connections we have, that every time that we go to a baseball game, a football game, an event, and we are connected to Gloucester, UK because of an original composer. Paul, you want to jump in?
So are we talking now about the American national anthem? Which,
yes, the national anthem, yes.
That was composed by John Stafford Smith, who was from Gloucester. He was the son of the cathedral organist at the time. And even though he didn't write that music with the intention of it being for the American national anthem, it was adopted later. So yeah, we're very proud of that connection. And there's a plaque in Gloucester Cathedral to John Stafford Smith with the flag above it.
We always hear about the lyrics and think about the author of the lyrics, and not that he borrowed that music and put it to that. So now every single time we stand for the national anthem at all of our ball games, we know we're connected back to Gloucester, UK.
And he died.
Karen, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I wanted to add that historical part
no worries.
that, went for everybody.
Right.
He died by eating a grape seed, didn't he? Choked on a
That's a new one on me,
Yeah,
but you
yeah,
could well be right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you are.
So,
put that in your book.
Welches as well.
another interesting fact that I learned probably a year and a half ago in doing some research for this Global Gloucester Day was that we have 2 major creeks. They're not rivers, they're creeks that go out to the Delaware River. One is the North Branch of Timber Creek, and one is the South Branch of Timber Creek. But the South Branch of Timber Creek used to be called Gloucester River. So that was very, very interesting to learn, you know, with that connection. But a lot of the towns in the early settlements were named after people or places of the United Kingdom, you know, Upton, things like that. So we have a really rich history here, and the revolution, sorry to say, the Revolutionary War happened, and a lot of our New Jersey militia, you know, there wasn't a high population, so almost every man would have served. So the New Jersey militia, I chuckle about, because George Washington wrote that he actually, it annoyed him so much that the New Jersey militia had the schedule of 30 days on to serve, and then 30 days off, so that they could go back and tend to their farms and their families. So, but that annoyed Washington so much. However, he valued the great men and their fighting abilities and of New Jersey. So I thought that was a interesting fact also. But
I think we're all looking forward to, and I don't know whether, I would assume this would be available in the United Kingdom, over in Gloucester. Ken Burns, who's a very famous documentary maker, his program that he's doing on the Revolutionary War, which will tell all the different good, bad, and ugly. He said this is very factual, and he kind of wants to get away with, to do away with some of the myths and things that we have of some of the leaders, and really tell the story. So that's coming in November. So I hope we'll all be able to learn more about that. One of our parts that we're kind of trying to teach the history to our locals as well as others, and even through tourism, is the Queen's Rangers. We're on our side of the water, where Yorktown is on the opposite side of our river. And so I think it was Captain Simcoe. He might have been a major. See, I'm not the historian, but anyway, Simcoe and Tarleton.
He was major.
Okay, there you go. I probably want to demote him, but but anyway, they were both stationed here at Gloucester Point. And then there was the famous escape where Lord Cornwallis tried to get free, and had there not been storms, the war may have ended very differently. But the storms were very bad, and they were not able to get away. So a lot of that story is being told, and it'll be in a new way. It's telling different parts that haven't been told before. So we're very excited about that, and we all should be watching our TVs together in November.
That's very exciting. I know that Ken Burns inspired me, because I've worked in television and film for about 20 years, and some of the documentaries that he directed have inspired the work that we've done, because he's an Emmy Award-winning documentary.
He said he's been working on this for over 10 years.
Yeah.
So I expect it will be very, very good.
Right.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to ask Gloucester, UK too, because we're all talking about our anniversaries, our 375th coming up, and we've mentioned the 400 and the 325th, and New Gloucester just had their 250th last year. Do you all consider the siege as your, like, how old Gloucester is, or do you go back because you were obviously around during the siege? So we know you beat us by a whole lot. How old do you consider yourselves?
Well, Gloucester was originally founded by the Romans. The city was called Glevum when it was founded in AD 97. So we're talking 1,900 and something.
I can't count that high.
So it goes back a fair way, and the Romans were inspired by the River Severn, as it's now called, as a founding location. Obviously strategically very important at the time. So, and it's grown and grown since then.
And what is your population now? I think not only are you all the oldest, but I believe you're the largest.
Yeah, I believe we're the largest. The population is around 130,000.
Yes, I think you are by far the largest Gloucester.
Yeah, yeah, and we have quite a big county area called Gloucestershire or Gloucestershire.
That's
It's
what I
about-
was going to ask. Which way do you say it, sheer or shire?
Usually we say Shire,
Okay, sheer.
but I said Shire because that's how you may prefer to pronounce that.
Well, as long as we don't talk about schedules.
No.
'Cause I never-
Oh,
y'all say
could,
that word.
we could go on all day if you want to have that conversation.
I had a quick question.
The population of our county is around 660,000 for the whole county.
Very big.
Wow.
Yeah.
So as a fan of soccer or football, you may say, I find it hard to pick a team to support when I watch the Premier League. I find it hard to find a team. So who to support? So I went back and I looked at my ancestry to see where my family was from in England, and I never really could point it down. So who do you guys support in Gloucester, UK? So that maybe we could sort of support them here in Gloucester, New Jersey.
Gloucester Rugby.
Yeah.
Oh, rugby.
Very strong rugby team. King's
Rugby.
Home.
Okay.
In fact, Paul is wearing the shirt. This is the rugby shirt for this.
Okay.
He's missing a match to be here talking just now.
Yeah. In fact, Gloucester Rugby is a top team.
Really?
In the kingdom.
Yeah.
And what's the name? What's their name? Is it a Big Doug? I guess is a sponsor. What's the name of the team?
Gloucester Rugby.
Yeah, Gloucester. Okay.
Yeah. Simple as that. And quite a lot of their players are picked for the national side as well.
Really?
So yeah. So that if you like rugby, you've got to support Gloucester Rugby.
Support.
If you're talking about football or soccer, there is no easy answer.
Oh, okay.
But Jim mentioned the Premiership. But if we're not talking Premiership, it must be Gloucester City. I'm getting a lot of feedback here.
Quite low division.
They're in quite a low division.
Okay.
Gloucester City, but we're very faithful to the team. So
I'm going to order one of those. I'm going to order one of those jerseys today.
You do that. Jim.
Yeah.
But this side of the pond, and talking football, we're all Eagles.
That's right.
And Eagle fans are crazy.
Yeah, we are.
We love it. They are very known for that.
That is
Very,
true.
very committed.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Oh, that's great. When I was over there, Paul arranged for me to attend one of the Gloucester rugby matches. That's the first professional one I've ever been to. They won just for me in attendance. No, they won because they're a great team. And that was so much fun. That really was. In fact, I had a couple of the pens, and Paul, one of the local people here that is a friend and a former worker, her husband started playing rugby. First time ever, and he's really into it. So I gave him one of the pens I had for his inspiration through those sore moments after the games or matches.
Very wise.
Before we end things, I would love if our group could come up and just kind of, so as we're able to see some of you all, why don't y'all come up here and you can wave at the camera too, and anybody else who's wanting to say something. But I'm gonna bring our Gloucester, Virginia people up so they can crowd in, and that way on our videotape too, it'll be like this wasn't Carol Steele's show. There's a group behind me. So come on up. We'll just gather in a big group and figure out how to get everybody in.
Hello, I visited Gloucester in UK, and I stayed in Cheltenham for half a year.
Oh.
Yeah, I love the Gloucester Cathedral.
Yes.
Which is I think is better than Notre Dame.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a
I
high
think so.
point. Thank you. And you're right. Yes.
Hello, I'm Lourdes
Hello.
Parker, and I'm here from Gloucester, Virginia, and we'd love to go over to see you, but we need the money. Okay, thank you.
We start the saving account.
We'll start saving.
Hi, I'm Linda Wallman. I was in the military. I also worked with your Royal Court Transport watercraft over there when I was over there in the 80s.
Nice to meet you, Linda.
Yeah, hi, I'm Don Parker. So glad to be able to be part of the joint celebrations for Gloucester.
We all love Gloucesters.
Nice to meet you, John.
Oh, here's two that you might recognize.
I'm Jay. This is my father, Joe, and we actually visited Gloucester, England. I think it was 2 years ago.
Yeah, and just loved it.
Oh, it was.
And they had a great video with the town crier doing a cheer for them. So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I had a great
Yes,
time.
Helen.
How do you become Duke of Gloucester?
Oh, that's a tough question.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I mean, we can arrange a separate call to go through, the details.
Come on up.
Thank you.
We're almost to the end.
Hi, my name's Ron. I'm actually an adopted Gloucester resident. I live in Richmond, another Virginia named after another
That's right.
portion of England. And I just had one question. I saw the gentleman in the uniform. He was drinking something out of a mug, and I was just curious what he was drinking.
What were you drinking? Oh,
No, he's got Rodney from.
Oh, what was?
Something good. We know that, right?
I saw him take a couple swigs out of it.
I would say it was either an ale, a cider, or a beer.
Good.
But it was
very much.
made in Gloucester.
Hi, Gloucesters. I'm Savannah Hoagdahl. I live here in Gloucester, Virginia. My family's been here since the 1670s, but that's probably not impressive to y'all British folks.
Not old enough.
Yeah, not that long. But it's so nice to see you guys. Thanks for getting on today.
It's really nice to meet you, Svenna.
All right. And we'll end again for our end with Sven.
It's very nice to see y'all again. I was sitting here thinking that if in my collection of Gloucesters, of course, I live in Gloucester, Virginia. I've been to Gloucester, North Carolina. I've been to St. John's Episcopal Church in Gloucester, Massachusetts, where a classmate of mine was the rector for a while. And so next year I'll add on my Gloucester, UK, and hopefully I'll slip up to Gloucester, New Jersey and get an even half dozen within the next year or so.
We
look
also
forward to
have,
seeing you.
yeah, we also have a St. John's Episcopal Church that was actually partially funded by George Washington to be built when our local militia hero, Aaron Chu, went over to one of the U.S. Congress meetings that was being held. And since he was a local American Revolutionary War hero and previous prisoner of war, they heard him speak, and both George Washington and James Madison made contributions to help this church get built. So there's another, maybe it's a sister church.
There you go. Excellent.
Wow.
Excellent.
Wow, that's awesome.
Well, one of the things I told Paul that I hope to do in working for next year's event to have it done by then is, and he's already sent me the artwork for you all, but I'm going to try to get the small, like garden size flags made for each locality of our seals, so that if you want to put them out like with your flag in the center and all the other Gloucesters around it, that each of our communities can do that to help let people know that we're all talking to one another and sharing and learning from each other. And
That's
definitely visiting, and that's the best part. The tourism part is always the best, and learning about your history and what makes your community special. So.
Right.
It's been really fascinating to hear your stories today, and I'm delighted that we can all share half an hour to understand each other more and share our long histories. We all have so much to give and so much to look back on as well. So
well, and I guess we'll probably, we're behind you, so in a few hours we'll catch up at our brewery, our Gloucester brewery, and we'll do a cheers to you all. Because I know y'all are doing that now.
So before we go, Carol, the other thing I wanted to mention was the other US connection that we have, which is Button Gwinnett, who was one of the signatories to the US Declaration of Independence. And he was born at Down Hatherley, just outside Gloucester, where his father was the vicar. But he was also a curate at St. Nicholas Church, which I can actually see out of the window here, where we are at the Folk of Gloucester in Westgate Street. But what I was hoping that we'd be able to do, maybe as our next get-together, is when it's the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence in July next year. I think it would be very special to have the US national anthem played on our cathedral organ, which is in the process of a very expensive restoration, costing a couple of £1 million, but it will be complete by that time. And I think if we could all link up at that time and have the anthem played, I think that would be a very special moment.
I think so too. Absolutely, that's on the project list and talking, because we'll have a big event in Williamsburg, July 4th. And I think if we can bring those people in and do something there, that'll be even more spectacular. If not, we'll do it on our own. But I'd love it to go kind of national, which is what the event in Williamsburg will be like. I'm sure it will get national attention. So that would be very, very special to have that connection. And I'm sure the people in Gwinnett, Georgia would appreciate it too. So
yeah,
another connection. All right. Anything else before we all say goodbye for now, or so long?
I have a question of Paul. Because we're all from Gloucesters, do we get special visas where if we want to come back to the motherland, where?
Well, the member of parliament's not here at the moment, but I'm sure we can have a word with him.
The way things are here, you might have some that will want to stay quite a long time until it settles back. A lot of political unrest right now. So
Completely understand.
Okay.
Completely understand.
Well, thank you all for participating. It's great. Please share all of our companionship and warm welcomes to all of your communities and to your politicians, and that we support one another, and we look forward to keeping our connections active.
Well, we have an election coming, but I think I'm going to get reelected, but I'm not sure about the mayor. But I would love to continue on this invite list.
All right. Well, we'll do that. All right.
Brilliant.
Okay.
Brilliant.
Well,
yeah.
Thank
Very
you
nice
very
meeting
much.
you all.
Yeah,
Thank
great
you.
Great seeing you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.